Picture this. You're scrolling through Instagram, and you see what looks like a fluffy white cloud with legs and the most mischievous smile you've ever seen. That's a Samoyed for you. But behind that angelic face lies a personality that only true Samoyed owners can fully comprehend. If you've ever owned one of these beautiful Arctic goofballs, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Today, we're counting down the 10 things that only Samoyed owners truly understand. And trust me, number 3 will have you nodding your head so hard you might get whiplash. Number 10. The Fur Tornado. Let's start with the obvious, but oh boy, is it more intense than you think. Living with a Samoyed means accepting that white fur is now a permanent part of your wardrobe, your food, and basically your DNA. You'll find yourself lint-rolling everything from your black suit to your coffee mug, wondering how fur even got there in the first place. Your vacuum cleaner becomes your best friend, working overtime like it's training for the Olympics. You'll sweep, mop, and vacuum, only to turn around and see tumbleweeds of fur rolling across your supposedly clean floor like miniature dust storms. The worst part? Your Samoyed will sit there with that innocent smile, tilting their head as if to say, "What? Me?" You'll eventually reach a zen-like acceptance where you stop fighting it and just embrace your new life as a walking lint brush advertisement. But if you think that's challenging, wait until you hear about number 9. Number 9. Stubborn Genius. Here's the thing about Samoyeds. They're incredibly intelligent, but they use their smarts to become professional negotiators. Training a Samoyed isn't just about teaching commands, it's about entering into complex diplomatic relations where everything is up for debate. They'll sit when you ask them to lie down, come when you call someone else's name, and master the art of selective hearing that would make teenagers jealous. You'll find yourself in heated discussions with a dog who somehow always seems to win the argument. They know exactly what you want them to do. They just want to make sure you really, really mean it. And even then, they might decide your request needs a creative interpretation. It's like living with a furry lawyer who specializes in finding loopholes in house rules. The frustrating part is that they'll perform perfectly for strangers, making you look like you've never trained a dog in your life. Speaking of things that make you question your sanity, number 8 is a daily reality check. Number 8. Escape artists. Samoyeds possess an almost supernatural ability to vanish into thin air, and I'm convinced they've been taking notes from Houdini. You'll turn your back for literally 2 seconds, and suddenly your 60-pound fluff ball has disappeared like they were never there. They can slip through gates that seemed impossible to breach, dig under fences with the efficiency of professional miners, and somehow teleport to the neighbor's yard where they're probably charming everyone with their smile while you're having a panic attack. The worst part is how casual they are about their great escapes. They'll reappear looking completely innocent, covered in dirt or leaves, wagging their tail like they've just returned from a pleasant afternoon stroll, rather than giving you a near heart attack. You'll invest in Fort Knox-level security measures, only to discover your Samoyed has found a way to MacGyver their way out, using nothing but determination and what appears to be pure magic. But their disappearing act is nothing compared to what happens when they decide to stay put for number 7. Number 7. Professional greeters. Forget hiring a doorman. Your Samoyed has appointed themselves as the official welcoming committee for every single person who has ever existed. Whether it's the mail carrier, a leaf blowing in the wind, or that suspicious-looking squirrel from 3 blocks away, your Samoyed treats every encounter like they're reuniting with a long-lost family member. They'll launch themselves at visitors with the enthusiasm of a golden retriever on espresso, completely oblivious to concepts like personal space or appropriate greeting etiquette. You'll find yourself constantly apologizing for your dog's overwhelming friendliness, while secretly admitting it's kind of adorable. The funniest part is watching people's reactions change from slight fear at seeing a large, wolf-like dog approaching to complete bewilderment when they're greeted by what's essentially a giant teddy bear with the social skills of a party host. Your Samoyed doesn't understand why everyone doesn't want immediate cuddles and attention. And speaking of attention-seeking behavior, wait until you experience number 6. Number 6. Drama queens. Samoyeds have mastered the art of theatrical performance better than most Broadway actors. Every minor inconvenience becomes a Shakespearean tragedy worthy of an Oscar nomination. Run out of their favorite treats? Cue the dramatic sighs and wounded looks that could guilt you into driving to 3 different pet stores at midnight. Ask them to move from your favorite spot on the couch? Prepare for a performance that involves heavy sighs, reproachful stares, and a slow, deliberate move that clearly communicates their deep personal offense. They'll throw themselves on the floor like they've been mortally wounded, complete with pitiful whimpers that make you question if you're the worst human being alive. The most impressive part is their timing. They somehow know exactly when you're in the most important meeting or phone call to stage their most dramatic moments. You'll find yourself apologizing to a dog for asking them to stop eating your shoes. But their drama skills pale in comparison to the daily struggle of number 5. Number 5. Grooming nightmares. Grooming a Samoyed isn't just a chore, it's a full-contact sport that requires the stamina of a marathon runner and the patience of a saint. That beautiful double coat that makes them look like walking clouds? It's also a magnet for every piece of debris, mud, and mystery substance within a 5-mile radius. You'll spend what feels like hours brushing, only to discover you've barely made a dent in the undercoat situation. Professional grooming appointments become military operations requiring strategic planning, reinforcements, and sometimes therapy afterward. Your Samoyed will somehow manage to look perfectly pristine 5 minutes before company arrives, and like they've been wrestling with a mud monster the moment your guests walk through the door. You'll develop biceps from the constant brushing and learn to appreciate the irony that the most beautiful dogs require the most maintenance. The grooming table becomes a battlefield where you're never quite sure who's winning. Speaking of battles, number 4 introduces you to a whole new level of Samoyed chaos. Number 4. Vocal performers. Samoyeds come with their own built-in surround sound system, and they're not shy about using it. These dogs have a vocabulary that ranges from gentle woo-woos to full-blown operatic performances that would make Pavarotti jealous. They'll provide running commentary on everything from the neighbor's cat to the existential crisis of an empty food bowl. You'll learn to distinguish between their "I'm bored" song, "There's a suspicious leaf in the yard" alarm, and their "Pay attention to me right now" symphony. The most entertaining part is their timing. They always seem to choose the most acoustically perfect moments to showcase their vocal talents, like during important phone calls or when you're trying to watch a quiet movie scene. You'll find yourself having full conversations with your dog, and somehow their responses always seem surprisingly appropriate. But their vocal talents are nothing compared to the mind games of number 3. Number 3. Selective hearing. This one hits every Samoyed owner right in the soul. Your dog can hear a cheese wrapper from 3 rooms away, but somehow becomes completely deaf when you're calling their name. They've mastered the art of selective hearing with the precision of a Swiss watch, choosing exactly when to acknowledge your existence based on what's in it for them. You'll watch in amazement as they completely ignore your desperate calls to come inside, while simultaneously perking up at the barely audible sound of a treat bag crinkling. They'll look you straight in the eye when you're giving a command, tilt their head with that innocent expression, and then proceed to do the exact opposite of what you asked. It's like they understand every word you say, but have decided that your requests are merely suggestions open for interpretation. You'll find yourself wondering if you've accidentally adopted a furry teenager disguised as a dog. And if you think that's manipulative, wait until you experience the power of number 2. Number 2. The smile. The famous Samoyed smile isn't just cute. It's a strategic weapon of mass manipulation that no human can resist. This isn't just a happy expression, it's a calculated move that your Samoyed deploys with the precision of a master negotiator. They'll flash that smile right after destroying your favorite shoes, and somehow you'll find yourself apologizing to them for leaving the shoes in such a tempting location. That upturned mouth and sparkling eyes can get them out of any trouble and into any heart within a 5-second radius. You'll watch your Samoyed charm their way out of vet visits, convince strangers to give them treats, and somehow make you forget why you were annoyed with them in the first place. The smile becomes their get-out-of-jail-free card, and they know exactly how to use it. You'll catch yourself smiling back even when you're trying to be stern, completely undermining any attempt at discipline. But even that magical smile can't prepare you for the ultimate Samoyed experience. Number 1. Unconditional chaos. Love. Here's the thing that only true Samoyed owners understand. Despite all the fur, the stubbornness, the escapes, the drama, and the selective hearing, these dogs love you with an intensity that's both beautiful and slightly overwhelming. Your Samoyed doesn't just love you, they worship you like you're the most amazing human who has ever existed. They'll follow you from room to room, not because they need something, but because being away from you for more than 30 seconds is simply unacceptable. They'll greet you after a 5-minute trip to the mailbox like you've returned from a year-long expedition. Your happiness becomes their life's mission, and they'll do ridiculous things just to see you smile. They'll sense when you're sad and somehow know exactly when you need a furry hug or a silly antic to cheer you up. This love comes with chaos, yes, but it's the kind of chaos that makes your house feel like a home, and your life feel complete, even when there's fur in your coffee. And that's the list. 10 things only Samoyed parents truly know. These fluffy goofballs might test our patience, but they also steal our hearts every day. Now tell me, what's the funniest or most Samoyed thing your pup has ever done? Drop it in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more fluffy fun.